Real motion getter. Stay in motion. Gonna keep that motion. We gonna stay on top. $1 million nigga. $1 billion nigga. This is not no cap talk.
What's up, family? What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Let me fix some things up. Real quick, and we're going to get started super quick. Riding with Satan again. Rapping and robbing again. I'm so throwed in the game. What's up, baby? That nigga Future said riding with Satan again. Yeah, I know niggas ain't fucking with it. You feel me? What's up? Motion Mondays. Let's get in motion, baby. Let's get in motion. Let's make these plays on this marvelous Motion Mondays, baby. You feel me? Hey, we got to stay in motion. We got to keep our energy up. So y'all know on Mondays, I'll come on here and go down my Instagram feed because my algorithm is off the chain with spirituality, positivity, and a wealth of gems that I decided to feed the family with on Mondays. Now I do it every day because my Instagram just feeds my whole spirit, my subconscious mind into a different level of energy, which picks me up and moves me into that frequency I need to carry out my week and my day. So, it's important to program yourself and understand that programming of self is going to put you in different situationships that align you to an adventure you want to see come forth. I'm going to read some of this book, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra, so we can really get down with the get down. But yeah, hopefully everybody feeling good. How y'all feeling? I see y'all in here, baby. We in this thing. Motion Monday. Stay in motion. Riding with Satan again. Yeah, thank y'all for coming back. Y'all light this thing up. All right, so let's get it on. Let's see. Share my Instagram feed. And let's see what it has to bring. I'm going right to it, getting straight to it. Let's see what it is. And energy. Okay, that's me.
As within, so without. But do you really understand what that means? Your life, your relationships, your struggles, your successes. None of it is random. It is all a reflection of something deeper. You are not reacting to reality. You are witnessing your own projection. Most people don't see this. They try to change their circumstances, like fixing their reflection in a mirror, grabbing at the image, reaching outside themselves, fighting external battles that were never external to begin with. But here's the truth. You don't fix the reflection. You fix the source. Your mind is not inside your body. Your body is inside your mind. Your experience of reality is happening within you. The universe you think you are living in, it is a microcosm of your own consciousness. And this is why the law of correspondence is everything. The patterns you see out there, the people you attract, the circumstances you keep repeating, they all correspond to something inside. You can't keep...
That's good. Let me break that down real quick, because that seemed like it was going to be a long one. All right. So, understand this, because I want the family to understand this, right? A lot of times we're trying to force outcomes. We're trying to force situationships. We're trying to force an adventure. The real game and the real power is in when you flow into the adventure based off of you changing your energy. See, the only thing you really have to force is the work, which is you having the willpower to change what's inside of you, right? By becoming anew inside, and then everything will reflect out. As above, so below, as within, so without. So then all you have to do is work on self first, invest in self first, over and over and over again, every day. And then you let the adventure flow without you, right? That will start showing you who you are inside. See, I tell the family, I was like, look, nigga, you just got to be honest with yourself and look around. You feel me? That's what your inside is reflecting. No matter how you try to square it up and break it down, that's it, baby. You can't make this shit up. It's reflecting a certain idea about you that you're living in that you have to understand within yourself. So the real game is to force or have willpower to get up and do the work every day. Get up and meditate every day so you can start changing your subconscious mind. Get up and listen to your auto suggestions over and over again, because you're reprogramming that automatic inner voice inside of you to change and start talking about something grand and something abundant and prosperous. Get up and do particular rituals if you have to. Sun gazing, even eating healthy, working out, all of that shit. That's the real work or force you have to do. Because some days you don't feel like doing it. And that day you don't feel like doing it, that's the day you need to do that shit. You feel me? So I want to preface again that you don't want to force the adventure. The adventure will come. You just become better within, and then your adventure will show without. I was telling one of the family, I had a consultation, and I was telling the guy that he was kind of nervous about being like a full-time entrepreneur, essentially, because he said he got like a year's worth of money saved up, and he basically like a travel agent, so he travels and he's making good money from that, but he doesn't want to leave his main job because he likes that check coming in, you know what I'm saying? And that travel agency could be kind of up and down or whatever, right? And he was like, man, Dream, it's just, I don't know what it is. I know I can do this. It's just, man, I don't want that. I don't want to stop the flow. So I was explaining to the guy, I said, look, it's not really about you leaving your job or anything like that. The inner world the energy that you start working on in yourself will start to reflect you being somebody that goes out and hunt for yourself all the time. So then you actually become somebody new and somebody different than the person you see going to a job every day, right? And then doing your side hustle travel agency, like on the weekends or whenever you can get it done, to somebody that fully engulfs himself in the aspect of just entrepreneurship. Based off of you deprogram that worker mentality inside of you. And then in deprogramming that worker mentality inside of you, you start to it just starts to become normal. You feel me? I was telling them when I became an entrepreneur, I was feeling all that shit. Damn, that paycheck, right? But it's like when I used to smoke cigarettes, a box a day, right? The withdrawals is going to come when you stopping, especially cold turkey. So you stopping, them, you're going to still feel them symptoms. Oh, God damn, just give me a square. I just need you know what I'm saying? You're going to feel those for some time. But eventually that shit going to just dissipate and disappear. So I want to encourage the family that, the only thing you have to be able to will within yourself is the work at times. And then eventually even that doesn't take no will because it'll be automatic. Like, I don't think about meditating. I just go and do it. You feel me? And that's the real power in the real game. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. What else we got, baby? What else we got?
When I first learned about this law, I was so excited. I wanted to wrap it up, tie it up, and not tell anybody. This is the first time in any forum that I've ever explained this law to other people. This one fact alone can change your life because it has changed mine. Here is the method. It's so simple, it's astonishing. It is this, is whenever you think of something that you really desire, imagine that you have it already. Just imagine, close your eyes, drive it along, think about it if necessary, stand, relax, do whatever you want, but just imagine that you've already accomplished it and try to get the feeling. And if you will play that feeling over and over again, this law of reversibility will create this feeling. As you dwell upon the feeling more and more, the feeling will actually begin to change things inside you and outside of you, draw you toward your goal and draw your goal toward you, and the objective will come into reality exactly at the right time and place. You don't.
That's good. So, there's this thing called blue sky thinking. Blue sky thinking, and essentially blue sky thinking is when you just constantly, habitually, repetitiously see yourself as that person desired over and over and over again all the time. No matter what your two eyes or your reality is showing you, as long as you can see yourself as that person over and over and over again, essentially what's going to happen is you're going to start walking that bitch down. So this takes repetition. This takes some strength because, them low vibrational thoughts will creep in and try to encapsulate your energy with woe is me, I can't pay the bills, all of this other stuff, and thinking on a logical, human rational way. But the real game is to get out of that egoic mindset and start seeing yourself as the vision desired you want to see yourself as. Over and over and over again all the time. I just seen that NAACP awards with the Wayans family. And Marlon and Damon Wayans was talking about Keenan the whole time, their older brother Keenan, and how he had a dream by him seeing, I can't remember, I think he seen Richard Pryor or something like that. I think it was Richard Pryor on the big screen and onto TV, and then he was like, that nigga just kept seeing him, and he just took his friend Robert Townsend, who's also a great comedian and actor and director and all of that, and they hit the road running, just believing in themselves to be comedians. I said, now think it, what if Keenan said, nah, I don't believe in myself? Nigga got a whole family that followed behind him just off of him being the older brother and believing in himself and running the show on his thing. We would have never got no Wayans brothers, no In Living Color, no all the great movies that they put out and shit. Based off of the older brother picking himself up and saying, nah, I can do this comedy shit. This is where it's at. And obviously they're black royalty in the aspect of, the precious family that we got to study and observe, because again, like, you know what, let me actually find that video real quick. Hold on, y'all. We'll get back to Instagram because that shit is important. And shit, some of y'all is just naturally funny, but y'all like, nah, fuck that. I'm good. I'm good on living out my dreams. Don't worry, we're gonna get to it. Watch this. Hey, I light this thing up, family. Light this thing up. Check it out. Yeah, shout out to the Wayans family, man. Shout out to the Wayans family. So then if Keenan never believed in himself, right, had that blue sky thinking, that vision in his mind of, oh, I could do that, by looking at Richard Pryor and saying, oh no, I could do that, then the whole Wayans family would have been somewhere else. They would have been something else. They probably would have been workers just living out their life and shit. I Am Infinite Being said, I used to do comedy, and once I had my spiritual awakening, I let it go. I was watching my old videos the other day. Hey, and I wanted to read some of this Deepak Chopra book, Dharma. But let's get on one more of these Instagram builds, and I'll read some of that. Because that is important to understand, that you do have a purpose down here. And if it's to make people laugh, then kiki, get to work, baby. You feel me? And the interesting thing about it is that is actually the play, or that is actually the work of transmutation, because you'll receive so much enlightenment by experiencing that level of success. This book is called The Spiritual Laws of the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra, that will fulfill or fuel your adventure. Here we go.
Are we stuck reincarnating on this planet?
Excuse me, one moment. I have to wait for the laughter on my side to die down.
I know it's a dumb question, but
It is not a dumb question. It is, however,
I keep
simply,
coming back here and I don't really like it here.
That's all right. It is simply an earth question, but it's not a dumb question.
Okay. Well, I've had
One moment.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
All right. Now, no one is ever stuck. First of all,
True.
you make choices and there are consequences to choices. The idea may be that sometimes an individual, if they do not have an awareness that they have a choice, may in a sense cause themselves an experience called an immediate reincarnation, because they don't necessarily know there is anywhere else to go.
That's true.
But you are not stuck.
Okay.
The idea is that everything you do is the result of some type of choice or some type of belief system or some type of perspective.
Okay.
Now, first and foremost, you must understand that, again, with regard to the actual nature of space-time, reincarnation is really ultimately a misnomer, because time is an illusion. There is really no past, really no future. There is only now. So what you all call past lives, reincarnation, and so forth is actually simultaneous, multiple, concurrent incarnations all going on right now. But they're on different wavelengths, different frequencies, so you don't perceive one another. Similar to the analogy of your television programs, where at any given moment, you know there are a multitude of programs all existing at the same time, but you only get the one you happen to be tuned to at that moment, and you don't perceive the others until you change the channel. So the idea is that all your lives are going on right now, no matter where they are or when they are, they're all going on right now. They all coexist on different frequency bandwidths. So in that sense, it's not about being stuck and coming back, stuck and coming back. They're all going on right now. And whatever connections you are making to other lives, you are making from this one. And in each life, whatever connections they may make to other lives, they are making from those lives. There's no true linear connection of one life that actually literally results from another life. That's an illusion. Do you understand?
Bashar, boy. Bashar be dropping that shit. Yeah, and Bashar is right. Like, we want to understand to the core, family, that whenever we're talking about you coming back, is we're speaking on the aspect of you not being aware of the choices you make, or you being aware of the choices you make. So a lot of times what I'm speaking of is that you made the choice to come back because you know that this is an illusionary game, and you're playing the game according to your consciousness and what you want to learn down here in this earth realm. So now, whenever you are in a specific incarnation, right, you're supposed to embrace that incarnation and carry out that assignment that driving you through your heart that will then give you more enlightened thought or illumination, like when you win a game, when you win one of them RPG games on the PS5. Because then you know you've gotten to the grand end. So you want to understand that, and yeah, there is situations where people are not aware of themselves and they're thinking this is real, or they might still think they're alive when they transition and then they walk through a church door, or they might believe in the aspect of Jesus and they'll walk and they'll wait for Jesus to come through, but that church door will open and they'll come right back into a baby brain. Or they'll get on a bus in the astral realm and come back right into another incarnation to play another game that they need to try. You feel me? So it's important to understand to the core, right, that your opportunities down here is just a lesson. So you need to go big or go home. You can't sit here. That's the whole what the Matrix is about. You can't sit here and just twiddle your thumbs and feel like I did my purpose, I did my big one, and then all of a sudden you work or whatever the mundane thing is, robotic movement is of being a human and letting the ego carry out its instructions. When you get to that end, that deathbed, and then you transition and come back, you be like, wait a minute. Oh, I was supposed to do that. Those few times when I was supposed to get up and challenge myself, damn, I was supposed to hit that opportunity. I ran like a bitch. And it's only you that knows it because it's in your internal heart. So you got to understand that to the core. And like I was telling that dude I had a consultation with, like, yeah, it's going to feel strange. That's the point. But it's feeling strange is because your ego is trying to stay alive. So, but your heart knows that you're in the right trajectory of life because, again, you're moving in a space of pursuing something that makes you see what you're destined to see. Your Moana setting set on sea to see what you're destined to see. So you got to take the adventure, the hero's journey, because that's the only way you can wake up and find yourself. I told the young guy, I said, look, nigga, you know how many people making travel videos on YouTube? You can make a bag from that. Fuck the travel agency thing. I mean, it's cool, whatever, right? But nigga, them boys making travel videos on YouTube. These boys doing all kinds of stuff, eating at different places and shit, showing them living. And then, you know, the other worlds, they're cheaper to live in. So you can live there for a week, 2 months. You feel me? If that's what you really want to do, that might be the adventure that's supposed to set you free from the paycheck routine. But because you need that automatic payment, it can be holding you back from the greater awakening that you will receive in you setting forth on that adventure. Very, very important, family. Very important. Let me read this. So this book is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra, because this is a good place to read this. And this is the law of Dharma, or purpose in life. Everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit. So the real game is not about like being Mr. Leader Man and shit like that. It's about, like I was talking about earlier, you doing your work inside first, and then you becoming the light, and then the flow or the attractiveness will resonate off of you based off of you being that nigga or being that bitch. You feel me? So now all of a sudden you naturally will resonate in a specific spirit that takes you into a more confident space of asserting yourself in the conversation, more confident space of making motion plays to, do X, Y, and Z. And it will be effortless. So again, you don't want to force the adventure. You want to force the work, because sometimes you need to force the work, because that is the real game, is changing the energy and then letting inspiration set you free. When y'all remember when you be an inspiration, you be inspired than a motherfucker. Maybe it's New Year's, you be inspired than a bitch. I'm going to the gym, baby. It's going down. And that inspiration sets in because you're looking at bodies on Instagram or whatever, right? Or in a magazine and shit. Now all of a sudden you inspire, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna get my shit right. Boom, you get in that gym for 2 weeks, you be getting to it, you gone after 2 weeks. You be like, nope, I'm done. That's that in spirit shit, that's that, right? What you need to push in from the work is the will to keep on grinding at the work, the inner work, right? And then outwardly, what will happen is the adventure will take place where everything will naturally flow. But since you don't know how the adventure is going to take hold, you're afraid. You're like, damn, do I really need to do this inner work? Yeah, that's what makes you more attractive. That's what makes you more valuable. You being able to speak game or talk on this YouTube is going to make you more valuable. You being able to understand stuff and break things down is going to make you more valuable. You being able to teach somebody something or even build something is going to make you more valuable. So now, naturally, you have to be that shit first and not force yourself to be it. You will naturally just get it as you change the energy inside of you. It's like that kid, my partner Thad was that kid in middle school. He just always got everything. You like, damn, this nigga, star quarterback, right? 7'8", 8'8", football, and basketball, point guard, right? Starting point guard, star quarterback. Nigga could draw and shit. Nigga, that was just everything. He fly his kid in school, always got the right. It was always something. I'm like, damn, Thad, you just that nigga, really? You feel me? It's that kid. It's that shit, right? It's effortless with him. It's not really something that you forcing or trying to construct. So now what you do want to force is the willpower to do the work to change the energy inside of you, so then you can become that nigga and get it on like that. It says, and when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exhaustion of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. It says the seventh law of success is the law of Dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word that means purpose in life. Purpose in life. Your Dharma is your purpose in life. The law of Dharma says that we have taken manifestation in physical form to fulfill a purpose. The field of pure potentiality is divinity in its essence, and the divine takes human form to fulfill a purpose. The field of pure potentiality, that's you chaos beings, right? As a chaos being, you're a pure potential, because chaos is just the potential energy you have inside of you, right? So if you think about yourself from energy first, you're pure potential, right? And you're in the field of pure potentiality. is divinity in its essence. So you're a divine being in its essence. And the divine takes human form to fulfill a purpose. So you're just animating in this third dimensional reality to fulfill a purpose. Hello, message. I'm telling y'all niggas. Y'all don't hey, y'all don't want to come back because you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't even try, Dream. I said, fuck it. Damn, that shit tripped me up. This shit is an illusion. It's a game. So I'm telling you, dog, you gotta run that play, because at the end of the day, if you don't run that play, it says, and you know, a lot of this is based off of trauma and you know, our past programming. So now you do got to do your healing work, your chakra work, your shadow work to get over them aspects of yourself that doesn't want to run the play. That's the same thing with doing the work, or focusing on your energy first, right? Your energy, emotions, your emotions, because again, once your emotions are balanced, your chakras are balanced, then you just tend to have motion in a particular adventure that doesn't feel like effort. It's just a flow. You feel me? I get on these YouTube streets, it's just a flow. It's just effortless. You feel me? It's nothing where I'm trying to contrive and think and da, 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 because I became the energy, and now my energy is just speaking for itself as we go into these adventures, right? Into my purpose driven, which is here. According to this law, you have a unique talent and a unique way of expressing it. There is something that you can do better than anyone else in the whole world. And for every unique talent and unique expression of that talent, there are also unique needs. When I was, as a kid, college, all of that stuff, right? It was always, my partners always came to me one-on-one. And, you know, I was just as fucked up as them too, especially in college. And when we got out of school, or when I got out of school, always came to me one-on-one, and they wanted to express something that they thought I was going to have some kind of message for them. And yeah, I would have the message for them, but I actually need that message for myself. So then when I started applying that message for myself, instead of just giving them the messages, then I understood that, okay, this is about me being that spokesperson for individuals that went through certain traumas and certain situations in their life that needs a little boost, a little push into a direction of enlightenment and strength. And the thing about that was, I was just telling the Patreon family about my partner, and I was like, damn, I was just talking to my partner, and he going through some things, this ease like crazy. I'm talking to the God, I'm like, and this is one of my, you know, childhood friends. We did all kind of shits together, robberies, everything, drugs, or you name it, whatever, right? So I got some kind of heart for him and shit like that. You feel me? So now he's going through something based off of all the drugs we took, and he's still in the drugs. We about to turn 40. Shit, I could just imagine how this nigga feeling, still doing the drugs and shit. My knees be hurting, and I'm sober than a bitch. My back be hurting. I'm clean as fuck. Drinking all type of shit. Green smoothie juice, watermelon juice, all of that shit. I be getting up. I'm like, oh, this is what 40 feels like. You be hurting like a hoe. So I know this nigga feeling of whatever, right? Anyway, he was having, you know, a lot of situations. I'm going to get to spit all this stuff online, but all these situations was putting him in a mindset that things might, it might be his time soon. You feel me? We 40. So now I'm giving him all kind of game. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole bunch of shit. Like, look, nigga, you seen me and you know I was there too. Da 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 da. Do this, fasting, take these, do this, grounding, sun get whatever. You feel me? I'm just dropping a whole bunch of bolo. He like, nigga, nigga, that shit ain't gonna work and shit. This shit, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Feel me? Because it was like in one ear and out the other. Because I knew he wasn't picking up on the game. And I had to let it go. I had to say, hey, you know what? All right, well, fuck it. You feel me? I said, hey, you gotta stop smoking. You gotta stop drinking. You gotta stop this and that, right? Nah, I don't think it's that. All right, bet. I can't do it. What, you want me to prove it to you is that? You can only, whatever you intake is gonna be the thing that's causing disturbance in your body, in your being, whether it be something you intaking mentally or something you intaking physically, where it be smoking, drinking, whatever. You feel me? So then again, we have to understand that, yeah, we probably was smoking every day since we was 15, whatever. But then after a while, our body or our brains can't handle that kind of capacity to smoke because we didn't shot everything out of us and lost our brain cells or whatever, to where now we need to get back on the saddle and try this thing natural and see what happens when we're just sober. You feel me? And I get it, it's a scary thing. I remember that first time you put that blunt down forever. You're like, damn, I gotta be in the world sober and shit. I don't like people and shit. You feel me? Put that shit down, you be nervous and shit. Anxiety start rushing in and stuff. You don't want to talk to nobody. That shit is a beast. I get it. Yeah, I know. Hey, I know. Shit, you just in a place of like, all right, who am I? Not high. You feel me? You don't even know yourself when you're not high. But what I did was I supplementation my shit out because I knew I needed. So that's when I started taking that ashwagandha when I was 20 and shit like that, 27 or whatever. You feel me? And that Bacopa. And then obviously the meditates came into form once I got on YouTube and started saying, well, let me just sell this shit that I've been taking. But that shit helped me get into, back into a rhythm and then start getting my brain back right. You feel me? Also that choline supplement, CHOLINE, that choline, right? Supplements. I think you can get it from eggs, but if you take choline as well. I was taking all kind of adaptogenics and nootropics. You feel me? I was taking that Alpha Brain that Joe Rogan was selling back in the day, because I was heavy on that Joe Rogan podcast early too. And he said this Alpha Brain, and I was taking that, and that shit was working. It don't work no more, but maybe I just eclipsed that level of, all that stuff that was in it, because it had like the phosphatidylserine in it. You feel me? All of that shit that gets your brain back right. So then it gets you start thinking a little bit faster and better. And that's what we want to do. We don't want to think. We don't want to numb ourselves to the illusion. Let me keep on rolling this Instagram one more time for the family while we still here. You feel me? Let's get it on. Let's see what we got. If this thing works, hold on. Okay, what's going on? Okay, let me see. Okay, can y'all see the screen? Can y'all see that? Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let's see. What? This thing ain't even popping up. Uh-oh. It might be over with. What? Why isn't it popping up? See, the powers that be like, nah, nigga, We done with you. We gonna fuck your shit up. So you can't put this shit out. All right, can y'all see the screen? Oh, this thing really don't want to work. Okay. Okay, don't worry about it. Well, we just keep on rolling with this 7 laws of success, Dharma. According to this law, you have a unique talent and a unique way of expressing it. There is something that you can do better than anyone else in the whole world. And for every unique talent and a unique expression of that talent, there are also unique needs. That's what we're talking about, the needs. When these needs are matched with the creative expression of your talent, that is the spark that creates affluence. Affluence. Expressing your talents to fulfill needs create unlimited wealth and abundance. Expressing your talents to fulfill needs creates unlimited wealth and abundance. Okay, that's hey, hello. If you can start children right from the beginning with this thought, you see the effect it has on their lives. In fact, I did this with my own children. Again and again, I told them there was a reason why they were here, and they had to find out what that reason was for themselves. From the ages of 4 years, they heard this. I also taught them to meditate when they were about the same age. And I told them, I never ever want you to worry about making a living. If you're unable to make a living when you grow up, I'll provide for you. So don't worry about that. I don't want you to focus on doing well in school. I don't want you to focus on getting the best grades or going to the best colleges. What I really want you to focus on is asking yourself, how can you serve humanity? And asking yourself what your unique talents are. So some of y'all parents trying to get y'all kids to be better students and shit like that, knowing that the world is about to change and none of that's U.S. history or whatever the fuck is not going to matter. And they really have a aspiration to be a goddamn artist. You need to lean into this nigga's artistry, right? Because again, that form of expression is going to bring what? Wealth and abundance. Expressing your talents to fulfill needs creates unlimited wealth and abundance. Unlimited wealth and abundance. So then now going back to you, you know you have a certain talent, right? That people always told you about, like, damn, you're really good at that. And dang, and it's also a passion of yours too that you can feel in your heart. You're like, damn, I really enjoy doing this. But you looked at it and said, well, it's not going to bring me no funds. Oh, okay, now this thing want to work on its own. You see that? You see how that works? God damn. It's not going to bring me it's not going to bring me nothing, right? So then you start looking at it and say, well, you know, that's just wishful thinking or whatever. You feel me? Then your parents tell you you ain't shit. like Keenan's mama and Keenan and the Wayans brothers' mamas told him, like, nigga, you ain't never been funny, boy. Nigga, the funny I heard from you is this funny that you're expressing to me that you want to be a comedian. That's funny. You better get your hey, why the mama? And then, you know, it's not the mama's fault because, again, you know, at the same time, at the end of the day, they was just trying to do the best they can. And they ain't trying to hear nothing about no goddamn you being a success story. And they slaving a 9 to 5 because the times was just that much drudgery. So now they slaving this 9 to 5 and you talking about you want to be a comedian. Your mama looking at you like, boy, if you don't get your ass out of my face, nigga. But now these kids today are running the show because now everything is easy for them, and there's no, and we shouldn't be mad at them, right, for taking advantage of something that we put in play for them to take advantage of. So like I was telling the young guy with the consultation, I told him, like, nigga, these kids on here is going traveling the world at 20, 25 and making YouTube videos and making money off of just doing that. Just because they have a passion for that. You seen the dude, he do the Carnival cruise ships, or all the cruise ships. He just go on cruise ships traveling and shit. And he makes content off of it. So now, who do you have to become to be that nigga? That's what I was telling him. I said, oh, you got to change your energy to be that nigga, because you got to be getting used to speaking in front of the camera, or you got to get used to creating content that people would like to see. And you have to get used to blah, 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 blah. You feel me? So that then you have to become somebody else where it's effortlessly and easy for you to put that shit down. So now them kids today, I was telling the family this, I said, these young kids are really the Christ consciousness kids. And it's not like we don't have it in us, but they have it because, again, of what they learned from the YouTube streets that trickled down from the Bobby Hemmett's, the C. Freemanells, and the Panics and shit like that, and the Phil Valentines in the back, Reverend Ikes and shit. So then that information kind of trickles down into not just occult information or metaphysical information, but like inspiration. You feel me? The goddamn what's the goddess name? The white lady that be doing all the to do all the affirmations and shit. Her and shit like that. You feel me? All of that stuff. So then that stuff trickles down to them because they pick up on some of the game, like, okay, this is about the mind, this is about the mind. It don't gotta be super occult, but it can be just, oh, okay, well, I'm learning about the mind, right? Even into that motivation shit. And then that moves them to be who they were destined to be. Just off of them being in the space. Yeah, Abraham Hicks. Yeah, thank you, babe. Abraham Hicks and like all of them people. You know, all of that trickle down stuff. You feel me? Even to that dude that be running and shit. That dude, he got all that motivate, all that energy and stuff. Even to Will Smith, goofy ass. You feel me? That nigga be dropping some gems too. So then these kids pick up on that and they say, okay, well, here go the game. Cool, bet. And they looking at their parents like, nigga, I definitely ain't trying to be in no subservient role and shit. So now we can see how the Christ consciousness is going for them kids. So now, guess what's going to happen 20 years from now, baby? Them kids going to be super monsters. You know them kids gonna be super monsters. So now we seeing some of that right now with the speeds and the Kai Cenats and shit. So then imagine the next 10 years of them kids that's 10 right now. Them kids gonna be what? It's just an evolution. It's gonna keep on going. The revolution is here. You feel me? Them kids gonna be monsters, and we get to see talent upon talent just expressing itself in a beautiful, magnificent way. And I'm up for it, baby. I'm ready to see it. You feel me? And all of this stuff is still in alignment with spirit, because even with Trump and Elon Musk destroying the system, destroying this whole old hierarchy of ideas and systematic thinking, that's good, because now that's going to inspire the next kid and the next people that moves into a specific genius of their own God adventure. Exciting times, baby. Exciting times. I can't make it up. Exciting times. Okay, let me keep on reading this real quick. It said, what I really want you to focus on is asking yourself how you can serve humanity and asking yourself what your unique talents are. Cool. How can you serve humanity and what your unique talents are? Not by force, but by flow. So don't worry about actually making it happen. Your spirit is going to move you into making it happen. So it's going to be inspiration that happens. So then all you got to do is worry about changing your energy, manipulating your energy, and then it will happen according to spirit. But if you don't do your energy work first, then you know what I'm saying, you essentially just going to be in a space of forcing stuff to happen, and we don't want to force nothing because that stuff is not going to work and it's not going to come off as genuine. See, I've been in this space of the mind, boy. Ever since I was 16, I was learning about NLP and shit. Reading up about all of that shit, body language, NLP, all of that stuff at a young age. Just based off of it piqued our interest, and it was something that we wanted to understand based off of we was really heavy in the psychology aspect, being one of my other partners. You feel me? Now, in the hood, growing up in the hood, that can sound like nerdy and shit. But we was always tuned, me and my partner Thomas, we was always tuned to the invisible and the psychology of this world, right? So then we started wanting to, understand what that shit is and how that thing works. So then naturally, you know what I'm saying, if we keep going in that particular direction without any disruption, we would have did the NLP classes and all of that stuff, right? And just understanding the mind as a whole. But, disruption happened and I made it out. My nigga Thomas, he got caught up in the drug thing. You know how that shit go. You in the hood, so you got caught up in the drug thing, went to jail, got out, never really got his mind back right. And now, just in one of them spaces of like, what was me? You know what I'm saying? But he can win back right. He just got to get his mind back right. But now the addictions of the world is heavier with the alcohol, with the weed and all of that shit. It's heavier. So you got to break past that level, which I told him he has to break past it, but he just gave up. And I don't know what he went through in jail. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a big nigga too. So if he went through something in jail that traumatized him, I know that shit can be hard to, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? I get it, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to pick yourself up regardless. Feel me? He kind of told me without telling me, but he didn't want to tell me because, that's some kind of man shit. And I was shit. And I did, and if he's listening to this now, shit, I was raped as a kid by my big cousin. You feel me? So now, I had to get over that, right? And move into that space of genius or whatever to get my mind back right. Not saying that's what happened to him, but shit, some of these traumas be hard to talk about and shit. So who knows? So yeah. Okay, so because you have a unique talent that no one else has, and you have a special way of expressing that talent and no one else has it, they ended up going to the best schools, getting the best grades, and even in college, they are unique in that they are financially self-sufficient because they are focused on what they are here to give. This then is the law of Dharma. So that's important, family. Let me read some of the three aspects of Dharma real quick. There are three components to the Dharma, the law of Dharma. The first component says that each of us is here to discover our true self, to find out on our own that our true self is spiritual, that essentially we are spiritual beings that have taken manifestation into physical form. So we're spiritual beings that has became that manifested in this physical form, that's carrying, we're energy, spirit, that's carrying out a physical incarnation in this specific dimension to express something to others that makes us feel reciprocity, or the yin and yang, right? The whole, that makes us feel one within the thing. Because if we're all small personifications of each other, right, then everybody has something to give to everybody else that will then move them into specific levels of gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation for the energy that will shake up the world. I don't know what's going on with this StreamYard, but they trying to play the God. It's all good though. It says each of us is here to discover our higher self, or our spiritual self. That's the first fulfillment of the law of Dharma. We must find out for ourselves that inside of us is a god or goddess in the embryo that wants to be born so that we can express our divinity. Message. So that little Bindu seed in the root chakra, that's you, right? Your real self is stuck in the gastrointestinal tract, and you need to raise that motherfucker up to become enlightened in the Godhead. That will then make you not even think about this world like that. You'll see past the veil and start moving and having motion for whatever you want to see come forth based off of you being that vessel of energy. The second component of the law of Dharma is to express our unique talents. The law of Dharma says that every human being has a unique talent. You have a talent that is unique in its expression. So unique that there's no one else alive on this planet that has that talent or that expression of that talent. This means that there's one thing you can do and one way of doing it that is better than anyone else on the entire planet. That whole NAACP, y'all go watch that. I didn't watch it, I watched the clips, but watch that. That shit was inspiring. Dave Chappelle got up there and dropped some gems. The Wayne's family, of course. You feel me? That's what we talking about. Shit like that. Black greatness, melanated greatness. You feel me? Boys up there saying, hey, look, nigga, that Netflix check cleared, baby. Dave Chappelle probably just never knew he was going to be one of the top 3 comedians ever when he first started. He just kept going and kept moving in a direction that made him feel good, made him feel alive at a young 17, 16 in comedy clubs. You feel me? When you're doing that one thing, you lose track of time. Message, when you're doing that one thing, you lose track of time. Time flies when you're having fun, baby. So when do you have fun? You know how you be looking at your clock at your job trying to get off and shit? That shit be last ever at them jobs, boy. Ha! But then when you in your zone, let's go back to the consultation dude I had. When you in your zone of genius and you traveling and you living your life in the travel, because that's what he, doing, and you just moving in that space, shit, time ceased to exist. Why? Because time isn't real. It's a construct of your mind that you placed upon based off of the situationships that you're carrying out that's making you feel heavy on earth. So in order to float and to glow, right, you have to elevate or levitate your body off the ground. That's the whole point of levitation. It's a metaphysical concept of you being off the ground and start floating in the direction of your purpose driven. With luck, nigga, I just seen that goddamn, who is that? Big Meech and Little Meech. And I was like, oh, I said, oh my God, I love them niggas. I said, damn, that's some beautiful shit. I said, see, fuck that 50 Cent. They said, oh, let's go, baby. It's the art of war, baby. What? I looked at them when they took that picture with Floyd. It's the cover of this YouTube video. I said, oh, they starting the war. Let's go, man. See, because I thought they was going to falter and cower and shit. Big Meech, because I used to watch all them smack videos or whatever when Big Meech was on them things, you know, saying all that fly shit. I said, oh my God, thank you. That nigga did not cower at all. Now, they got to know 50 is coming back. This is the art of war. So that nigga is coming back and he's going to come with some genius shit as well. But that's what we want to see, nigga. That shit is fly. Fuck that nigga 50. You feel me? Fuck that. Okay, he made your show. He did your show about your life. Cool. Now you and Little Meat stand on your square and take back the. I said, nigga, this is some beautiful shit at hand, boy. And I believe in 50 Cent's heart, he appreciate the challenge. Because that nigga bored. He picking on everybody. Joe Budden, he picking on everybody. He's just trying to figure out, okay, who's gonna stand up to this bully? That nigga playing bully ball and nobody want to stand up to him because they all so scared of his wrath. Now that Big Meech and Little Meech did that, I said, oh my God, thank you, God. I said, fuck that nigga 50, nigga. So I ain't trying to hear that 50 in law shit. Somebody turn up on this nigga's own shit. You put it in the book, so let's play. I said, I can't wait to see how this thing falls out. I said, ooh wee. That's what I'm talking about, Big Me. Stand on your shit, nigga. You the bosses of all bosses, right? So who the fuck is this nigga 50 Cent to tell you can't go fuck with Rick Ross, baby? You do your own thing. All right, this is how we gonna hit him. I can see him coming to his son like, yeah, nah, we gonna slow walk this dog. Watch how we hit him. Beautiful, nigga. I said, yes, sir, let's go. When you're doing that one thing, you lose track of time. When you're expressing that one unique talent that you possess, or more than one unique talent in many cases, the expression of that talent takes you into timeless awareness. So you be somewhere else in your home, in the now space, and you be in a whole nother zone of genius based off of you doing something you love. So even with Big Meech and Little Meech being in this particular conundrum, they ask, because Big Meech, they're gonna make the funds come to them, right? They're just magnetic like that. You feel me? So now they just got to get creative and think about what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it, and then step back and then execute. You feel me? So you don't need nobody, right? Everybody thinks they need somebody and shit like that. Nigga, you Big Meech. Step back, understand who you are as a value, right? You're a valuable asset as well, right? And understand how to utilize streams of income coming to you and start creating this war in this new world we're in called the social media thing. So now all of a sudden, when you look at it and just understand to the core, like you can create energy out of thin air based off of you building up your value or building up your attraction. Then essentially now it's up to you to work on your energy first. So a good person to look at is Charleston White. That nigga being the goddamn Joker card, the goddamn fool card, and just going for his. Look, nobody was hearing him when he was in that space of trying to empower the hood and shit on such a low on that low ground level where he's trying to look out for all black people and shit like that, right? That niggas flipped the switch and said, okay, I know what niggas need. They need this distractory, loud, violent energy. So now let me be that nigga that they need, right? The garlic wrapped in the bacon for the dogs, right? Putting the garlic wrapped in the bacon for the dog to eat. And then on the back end, I can utilize this energy that's coming to me while people just wanting to book me and shit to do my groundwork if that's what my purpose driven is. I said, hey, nigga, shit, niggas, boys better get on that shit because that's where it's at now. You feel me? It's up. This technology age and stuff like that, it's here. And it's just up to you to figure out, okay, how can you express yourself in a way that brings back the energy? The third component of the law of Dharma is service to humanity, to serve your fellow human beings and to ask yourself the question, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help all those that I come into contact with? So even in the level of, let's say, Charleston White being a damn fool, right? That's entertainment. So that entertainment is helping somebody get through their struggles of the day. You feel me? So now if you're an entertainer and you're trying to help people get through their struggles of the day, whether you're conscious of it or not, you're in service for humanity. So it doesn't always have to be this moral high ground thing that people want to always justify and shit. Niggas, entertainment is entertainment. You feel me? If you're entertaining, people laugh, and that joy in their heart is what's actually moving. Is what's actually moving the person, because that's the real game, is the joy, the love, the laughter. So now that's an important component to understand. Like, this ain't about no moral compass. You gotta do something that the status quo wants you to do. This is about you understanding that there has to be an enemy for a hero to come alive. So a great example of that is the drug dealers and shit. You feel me? Like when drug dealers sell to the hood and shit, right? So yeah, we can see that's like a low vibrational thing. You feel me? But let's, for instance, put it in my situation. If I didn't take them drugs, I wouldn't have had the chance to fall so low that I could rise back up and come on these YouTube streams and tell and express my message. So what is good, what is bad? Like, niggas needed to go through something in order to become anew, based off of the fall was so grand that the only way or the only new direction is up. So all of y'all went through some traumas and stuff, and you got to be able to understand that trauma or that low vibrational stuff that you went through is going to help the next man get to his level of genius if you're ready to express your truth and give the level of genius that you need to give for others. How can I help? You want to ask that, how can I help? And that's, you can ask that subconsciously. How can I help all those that I come in contact with? When you combine the ability to express your unique talent with service to humanity, then you make full use of the law of Dharma. And coupled with the experience of your own spirituality, the field of pure potentiality, there is no way you will not have access to unlimited abundance, because that is the real way abundance is achieved. Chaos in the blood, baby. Chaos in the blood. So I want to encourage the family, right? That, you know, your life is showing you signs and synchronicities, as above, so below, as within, so without, that you want to be able to pick up on so you can follow the steps, follow the yellow brick road, and start walking this thing down. So again, do your energy work first. Force yourself to do the energy work. Willpower yourself to do the energy work first, and then you will become the thing that you're claiming to be, and naturally you'll be in motion to carry out that mission. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. I love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Peace to the gods.